Paradox might finally be the answer to what we're looking for in a Bleach Roblox game. With Bleach games on the Roblox platform, there is always either the game that has a good combat system and the progression and other gameplay elements in that same game are terrible, or it's vice versa, the other way around, where a game will have a good gameplay element but have mid or just bad combat. They never have both, and it's never in between. Now, it's way too early to tell if that's going to be the case with Paradox, mainly because this is an early access combat stress test type, so I can't say for sure that Paradox's progression system is good, but I can say for sure Paradox's combat system is actually fun and entertaining. However, just like everything else on Roblox, nothing is perfect, and we are here to discuss some of the things that could be likely done in order to actually help and improve what's already looking like a good combat system. And all of these help and improvements will ultimately make Paradox a better game. So before we actually get into the video, you guys do me a huge favor. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get this to like 800 likes. And be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Let's get straight into it. Now again, this was a early access stress test, combat test, whatever you want to call it. So some of the things I say may not actually be applied to the main game. I'm only speaking on what I've experienced so far. One thing we do need is to be able to go back to the main menu from the game. I'm tired of having to Alt F4, exit the game, and relaunch the game just to go back to the main menu, because in the game you are able to kind of set what you want to spawn in with, whether that's a Ranka or a Shinigami, and what weapons you have and what resurrection you have, etc. I would like to just go back to the menu and not have to Alt F4 in order to go to the menu. So like maybe like a go back to menu tab or something. That's just a really good quality of life change that I think every game should have, instead of forcing players to exit the game. Another quality of life change is the screen shake. Oh my gosh, the screen shakes. Obviously there should be a option in order to disable the screen shakes. I think the screen shakes are genuinely a hindrance to gameplay, and it is a quality of life thing, but yeah, we need to be able to disable or just toggle screen shake in general. And the final quality of life thing is this whole epilepsy. I actually gained epilepsy playing this game. For some reason, there's always some sort of white flash on the screen, or green flash or red flash. Is always flashing going on. Please make this whole screen flash thing as well toggleable. Like I understand certain players may come into the server and use a ability that's meant to be, you know, server wide, but this happening every 2 seconds is too much for me. I'm literally going blind playing the game. Okay, more importantly, the gameplay changes. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I may be a little bit wrong here. I only got to play the game for about 2-3 hours yesterday because it came out quite late for me. But the first thing I need to talk about is the parrying. Now, the parrying is actually good in this game. You can tell the parry window is being done well. The only games with good parrying on the Roblox platform is Type Soul and Deep Rock. There have been other games that have introduced parrying into their games, but I genuinely don't feel like they got the parry right. Now, Paradox is in between both of those games, and both of those games being Vulcan Type Soul. The parrying is actually good. You can actually time your parrying and it makes sense in the game. It doesn't feel like it was implemented into the game last minute for no reason other than having parrying, and I love that. Parrying actually works in this game as it should. However, there needs to be a little bit of a punishment to getting parried and a reward to parrying. I feel like in this game, you parry or you get parried and there's not really a punishment. You can flash step immediately after to get away with getting M1'd right after, or you can use an ability right after you get parried. Like there's no delay, there's no punishment. It feels unrewarding for me. Like when I parry somebody, it feels feels like it's unrewarding because they can actually just get out of whatever ink damage or incoming M1 damage I'm about to apply to by flash stepping or just using the ability immediately after. And that goes into instant casting as well. You can almost instant cast a lot of abilities. There's not much of a wind up. Now, I'm assuming for certain abilities, of course, it's meant to have a wind up, or some abilities are meant to be instant cast. But yeah, there's not much of a delay in between. You can really spam abilities. Again, going back to the parrying thing, it's just both of these go hand in hand. You can get parried and instant cast an ability to get out of the damage, or just flash step away. Speaking of flash steps, the flash steps is going to be a problem. Now, this is a combat test, so people, I don't know what the stats are. It doesn't show a level, it doesn't show a grade, it doesn't show how far into the progress these guys are, but obviously when you come in, you're a Shinigami or an Aranka. So I'm assuming this is like a medium way through the game for you to get to this point. I've noticed that everybody is just able to kind of flash step, and in Type Soul, only speed users would have the ability to flash step to the point where it gets a little bit annoying. If you're Kido, Kendo, whatever user, medic, whatever the case may be, your flash steps aren't as viable as a speed user's flash steps. I feel like in this game, everybody is a speed user, and I mean that in a bad way too. Everybody's just flash stepping. So in a fight, if somebody really wanted to, they could really just run away or prolong the fight. It gets a bit tedious trying to keep up with everyone flash stepping. Obviously, we all have the same flash steps, but it's tough. There was a fight in a 1v1 and it took 15 minutes. Now, I don't know if that was a mix between us using flash steps to get out of combos or the parrying just not being rewarding enough, but it was a 15-minute fight. Now, I feel like something like this, even in Deep Woken standards, is crazy. Now, the 15-minute fight was a free stock. So the first time I killed him, it didn't take long. It was probably like within the first minute or two. But the second and third life that the guy had, it took a very long time. The whole free stock fight was 15 minutes long, and that is absurd. Free stocks should not take, and free stocks I mean lives. Free lives should not take 15 minutes for me to be able to kill someone. It is crazy. Obviously that's a mix between me dying, him dying, and all of that, but still, let's relate to Type Soul. Free stocks in Type Soul would never take 15 minutes. Maybe about 8 to 10 max, if even that. I will say we were pretty equal in terms of strength or in terms of skill, so that's probably contributed to the factor of why it took so long. But yeah, no, it does kind of take a while for somebody to die in this game, so it is pretty interesting. I don't know how this is going to play out in the main game when the full game does come out, but yeah, all of those play a factor to everything. I've gone of course a lot, I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm just gonna quickly summarize everything and move on. I do think we should add a double tap W toggle thing. So it's double tap W to run in this game. I think PvP games are not actually suited to that in 2024. PvP games shouldn't be using double tap W. Even Deep Woken using that is a big no-go for me. There should be a toggleable feature or give players the option to probably shift run, and if people like double tap W, leave that there as well. There needs to be options. I don't like being forced into double tap W. It genuinely pisses me off in every single Roblox game that has PvP that I need to use double tap W for. It's a terrible feature. I don't know why Roblox developers do this. It's literally only a thing on Roblox too. Games outside of Roblox don't do that because it's a very flawed feature. Why are you double tapping in order to run? Yeah, so we need to toggle that. Make sure give players the option to double tap W and shift, and then just change shift lock to a different button, Alt or Control. It's very simple. But yeah, there should be a channel where early access players can give feedback as well. We do need that, mainly because I know there are a lot of PvP heads that have early access right now, Type Soul players, Deep Woken players. So I do think early access people should have a channel in the Discord server to leave their feedback. But yeah, Paradox, overall, I think the combat is heading in the right direction. Combat is already pretty good. It has good base foundation. Obviously, there are some things that need to be improved improved on, but it's already pretty good. It's better than the Bleach games we have on the platform at the moment in terms of PvP. The PvE, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I do think Paradox should do another stress test or early access test for the full game, not just PvE or not just PvP, full game type of early access, so players can progress through the game and give feedback to see if everything kind of works together. The issue with doing combat tests early access or stress tests and having one part of the game playable and the other not is that you're only getting one side of the game, whereas you should get the full experience so you know if your game actually works, bro. But yeah, I think Paradox is heading in the right direction, and I think it could be a front page for real. We're just gonna have to wait and see though. This is way too early to tell. I don't think Paradox is ready for a release, in my opinion. Paradox ready for a release? Because I think it's rumored, I don't think it's confirmed, I'm not too sure, that the game is meant to release this month. I don't know. I don't think a January release is what Paradox is. I think we need to take our time a little bit and flesh out everything fully, 100%. I don't think we need it. As much as I want games to finally come out, there's no point of rushing a game that could be good when it's clearly not ready, and then, you know, having the game die because people don't like it. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope y'all boys actually made it to the end. Hit that like button if you have. See y'all on the next one. Peace.